Good afternoon, everybody. Gonna sit down here for a minute. Wait to see if it comes on. If you are watching this in the repeat, feel free to jump ahead a little bit. So that you can watch what we're doing. See if they'll catch up there. Okay. I think we're caught up. Right. So, hi. Welcome in. Like I said, if you are watching this on repeat, go ahead and skip ahead a little bit till we get to the show because we wait for a couple people to show up here and say hi to everybody who comes in. Oh, somebody came in for like 10 seconds left. I'm not sure why they popped in and left again. We'll wait until we get a couple people going here. As we do have some, people. Wait, I did come on just a few seconds early just to make sure everything was going smoothly. So sometimes that takes a minute. So we'll see who comes in and says hi. So if you come in here, come into the chat, say hi, let us know who you are, where you're from, and we'll get started. We'll start having a conversation. Okay, so I see there's now 3 people in here. So type something in the chat. Okay, we're starting to get a couple people in. So what I've got going today, I've got a few things going today. We're going to be turning some different pieces of wood, but first I thought we'd start off with this little interesting piece here, this piece of bamboo. Now this is what this is a bamboo glue up. Okay, what I did is I have little slices of bamboo running this direction, and I have 2 pieces, one on each side of it, and I've got it all set up. Now, bamboo splinters a lot. Okay, but bamboo just like shreds because it's grass basically, right? And we got orientation 2 different directions. We got going this way, and we also going this way. So I have to be very careful as I'm forming this pin blank that we don't chip this out. One other thing I would say is if you are ever going to use bamboo or something in this configuration, cut your blanks a little bit longer than they're supposed to be, because when you're drilling through, making the hole for your brass tube, you want to make sure that you don't have any blowout. These both had a little tiny bit of blowout on both ends, and I was able to sand that off afterwards. So that's why you want to leave a little bit of extra space there. Just at the end, so that you can allow for that. Okay. I'm just going to put my face mask on here just so protect myself a little bit, and we're going to turn this on. Let's just see how this is turning. It should turn pretty softly. Make it speed up. There we go. There is a tendency to get blowout with this bamboo because it is such a stranded type of surface. It's very strange. Let's see how that's doing so far. So far, it's coming off pretty good. Move over to this one. Okay. Please feel free to write in the comment section. Say hi. Let us know where you're from, where you're watching from. And, give us a like if you can. That's always appreciated, too. If you've had a good Friday, give us a good like so you can start the weekend off right. And start my weekend off right too. Yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna put a little light on this. There we go. Let's see a little better. We're gonna get almost around here pretty soon. And over here. Yeah, I don't like to go straight on. And this is why, because you get that catch. You come at it from an angle. Ride the bevel across, you usually get a much better cut, much smoother. I'll move this up just a little bit. We're getting close to round. Close to round. And this is where it gets real careful. You gotta be real careful there. You don't want to push into the poo. You want to get a nice rolled over edge to it, basically. So don't get any tear out. Okay. Let me get over to this one. Hi, Rita. Rita, where are you watching from? As you can see, this is that bamboo. And most side stuff is going to come off. It's mostly going to be the interior bamboo you're going to see. I need to take some of that more head off. catching here just a little bit. Kind of rough. I want to clean that up some. We're starting to get down to that flying part. And we're trying to get a little bit of a shape there that we want. Go back over to this one. Work on that. Okay. We come across there just a little bit. Now, I'm going to switch. We'll use the screws. Kind of smooth things out to see if we can get a little shape and form here. There's a tiny bit of tear out there. I think I need to drop this down just that much. There we go. Okay. And this one. Sorry I'm not talking much right now. It's kind of takes a lot of my concentration on this. So, hey Owen, how you doing? And please let us know where you're from, where you're calling from, or contacting us from, or watching. We'd really appreciate that. I'd like to know, where we're reaching out to. Saying hi is nice, but saying hi and telling us where you are is even nicer. We passed 5 million views a couple weeks back, but it's been a little bit quiet lately. close to 5,000 subscribers. We're about 120 away. So if anybody would like to subscribe, that would really be helpful. We're just really trying to get to that 5,000 mark. Well, lately, YouTube has kind of left us woodworkers a little bit out on the limb here, not knowing what's going on because we're not getting as many views. So anything you can do to help would be really helpful, would be really appreciated. Okay, we're going to start sanding this to get it down to the final size now. Let me pick this up. Get the sanding one. Fortunately, sanding will go pretty fast, especially if I get the speed that's what it's supposed to be. The first one's only 150 grit, and that just kind of helps you finish shaping off the edges, making sure you got it pretty even. The other ones are for polishing, but the first one is just basically just to finish getting shaving and shaping. Yeah. You always want to go cross grain afterwards, just to give it a little roughing up before you go to the next grit. Okay, we're going to go to 240. I got a couple bamboo slivers in my finger. That's what I was feeling. Shoot, sucker kind of hurt. I was thinking of bamboo slivers. Please go ahead, get in there and comment. Get some talk going. I'd really appreciate it. I don't like talking to myself. So please, if you have anything you want to ask or any questions or anything, just put them in the comment section here. Don't be afraid. Well, let us know what you're thinking. Okay. Feel there, feel there. Feels pretty good, okay. Doesn't look like much right now, but wait until we get it finished sanding and then we get into the putting a little finish on it. Well, that little sliver is just pretty hard. Okay, this is about 320 grit. And you can do a lot of different finishes. You can do a CA glue. A lot of guys do CA glue. You can do wax. You can do a beeswax, or you can do a paste wax. You can do a shellac. Lots of different ways you can go with finishing off a piece like this. Okay, so we'll go to the 400, and I think we'll stop at 400. So let me just get this 400 going. You see, even the 400 still removes some fine particles. See, that's pretty good there. Okay. It feels nice and smooth. It still feels like wood too, so feels nice and smooth. Okay, so there's a couple ways we can go. Take this off a moment. Put this away. I don't need that helmet. And I think I'm going to start with some Mylands. This is Mylands friction polish. You want to mix it up really good. I'm just going to put a little bit on here. Doesn't take a lot. Got another sliver. Boy. I guess that's going to have to wear off. I'll just have to put up with it for now. So, you see how that starts to liven it up just a little bit. Let's turn that on. This is a friction polish, so as it heats up, as you pick up the speed, it works its way into the wood and it polishes itself. And you're not going to get a high gloss finish. You're going to get a nice smooth finish, though. That's just the first applique. It really brings out the bamboo pieces in that. I think that looks really nice. Okay, so we're gonna do a second coat here. Of course, like any mixture, you want to make sure you really shake it up good before you apply it, before you pour it out and apply it. Okay, so there we go. Put the lid back on this, let that soak in for just a second. Now we'll turn it on. Let it spin away. What do they call this? Mock Jesus speed? We'd really like some comments in there if you don't mind. Some comments, a few likes would help. Or if you'd like to subscribe, that'd be helpful too. We're just going to do this, knock this pin out real quick, and then we're going to move on to some bowls that we got going today. We've got quite a few things lined up. We've got a mystery bowl. I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure. So we're going to, it's kind of said it was a mystery bowl because the person I got the wood from never marked what it was, and they passed away. So we're kind of stuck with, here, that's a nice glossy finish right now, and I think I'm going to leave it alone for now. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to pop this off. And we'll come back to this in about, half an hour or so, or an hour, and we'll go ahead and assemble it and put it into a pin. But you can see, I'll kind of bring this up here where you can see it a little better, but I really like that bamboo finish, or that bamboo wood, I should say, on there. I think it looks really nice. To make a real pin. So if you can manage to do it and not have it splinter out on you, and we did that on this one, this is going to make a really beautiful pin for somebody. But I want it to finish to get a chance to set and dry a little bit. So I'm going to set that over here to the side, and we'll move on to one of our bowls. Okay. And if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them while we're setting up. No questions? Okay, well, got a shy group in here. I got 40 people and nobody wants to write. That's kind of unusual. Usually when you got 40 people in here, you got people that want to talk. They want to say hi to the world. I got 2 highs so far. So now if you ever wanted a chance to have a one-on-one conversation with the host of the show, now's your opportunity because nobody else is talking. I'm not quite sure why. I guess maybe I should ask, you can hear me, right? My voice is coming through the screen. Because I haven't even had anybody say that yet. But can you hear me okay? If you can hear me, kind of give me a hands up, or say yes or something. That would really help. Just so I know that you're getting my voice. Okay. So I'm going to turn the speed down just a little bit, see what this looks like. Okay. That looks good. All right. So let's out here. Now, I do not know what kind of wood this is. Like I said, it is a little bit of a mystery. Okay. It's painted white. I think it might be juniper. I'm guessing. Oh, thank you, Randall. Okay, at least I know someone can hear me. I appreciate that. Randall, where are you watching from? Kind of curious. You know, I'm going to put my mask on. I hope you can hear me through my mask. Ah, North Carolina. Great. I got a lot of viewers in North Carolina and South Carolina too. And I'm guessing you're sweltering right now. If I remember, hot as hell out there. So I hope you're in a cool spot. What am I doing? Well, I'm going to turn this into a bowl, but I didn't know what kind of wood it was. I'm guessing here as even what to do with it. So that's kind of where we're at. We're going to just kind of turn it in a little bit and find out something about it. So here we go. Okay, so if you're new here, what you'll see is I don't like to come straight onto the wood because that you just bang, 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 bang. You come in from the side, you actually undercut the wood, and you can hide this bevel right across, and you're actually cutting through the wood the entire time. So that's the preferred method here. Well, that made a lot of mess, didn't it? 104 degrees there. Wow. And who else is in here? Is that Dale? Hi, Dale. Nice to see you. Please hit that like button if you would, and if you can subscribe, I'd appreciate it. We're really close to getting to 5,000 subscribers. I need to get 120 today, or at this point to get to 5,000 subscribers. We've already passed 5 million views on here in the first year. So we do have a lot of people that do watch the channel from time to time, but I prefer doing the lives because I get to actually talk to people and have a conversation. I'll let you know how far off I still am. I think we're getting pretty close to round. Still a few flat spots, but we're getting a lot closer there. Okay. I think I'm going to turn this around and do it from this angle. Gives me a little bit better run. Okay. And I think it's going to be really pretty wood. Yeah, I think we can go up in speed now. Ooh. Ooh. Really covered myself up. And still got this flat spot here. So I'm going to have to start angling just a little bit. You can see I'm getting some color out of this. So that's good. Starting to get some color. So let's kind of come around the edge here a little bit. I'm getting some nice curls now. And it turns really smooth when you do that turn that way. So got to get rid of some of this flat spot. Yeah. Still egging me on a little. Okay. Now I'm hitting this void here. That's why I've got this problem. So I think the more I think about this, the more I think I might have to turn this around and change it from the other side. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Hi, Michael Mish. Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm thinking maybe turn this around. I don't know. If I do the tendon on the side, I'm going to have a little bit of wool. Well, I'll leave it the way it is. We'll do tendon on this side. I just need to kind of shape this up a little bit so it's not flat. So, we can do a shear cut, and that's already nice and smooth right here. So I'm going to do a kind of a little V cut here. Okay, there. Now I got some shape to it. Now I can work with something. Okay. There. You see how smooth this already is just by using those undercuts. Okay. Boy, a lot of stuff to knock out here. Gonna be a lot of vacuuming cleaning done when the show's over with. That's for sure. I'll be doing a lot of it. Okay. Make it fart. I don't know about that, Gavin. How exactly do you go about doing that? I'm not sure. Yeah. We've got a pretty straight. It's a little concave right here, and we'll fix that in a minute. So, use this one first. use this scraper. Your scraper. Okay. That makes a nice, smooth, flat. Oh yeah, dead on flat. Perfect. Now we'll be able to do our tenon on here. We'll do a little shaping on the sides a little bit more, and we'll be ready to go. I'm going to go right about here. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll switch tools here. I need to lower this just a little bit. There we go. It's pretty clean. Let's see how that'll fit. Oh yeah, perfect. Wow. Wow, every once in a while you get lucky. And you do it right the first time. So let me just kind of clean that up just a little bit more. Nice and clean. That looks very clean, crisp, and I hope that'll hold. I have a feeling this is a little bit of a stranded kind of wood, so it may be a little bit difficult on the hold part. We'll see. Okay, so now let's do just a little bit more shaping. I think we can make this look a little prettier on the outside. Get a little bit more curve to that. There. That looks good. If you use this right and use your tools just right, you can start off by sanding it a pretty high grit because you're getting a good finish on it already. Let me get the speed up here. And what I'm looking at when I'm doing this is I'm looking up here to follow the line that I can see to see if there's any high spots or low spots as I'm doing this. Oh, that's getting very hot. A lot of friction there. Okay. I think I need to go just a little bit more there. Just make sure I get it really smoothed out. that. Put away. Go back to this just a little bit. Just kind of get the top cleaned off a little. I'm just trying to establish some sort of a rim for the top. Obviously, it's going to have a little bit of a dive down here. That's okay. We'll just work with that. We'll have a little bit of a, just a little bit of a thing there. That's not bad. Okay, this looks pretty good shape. I don't see any real cracks. Got one little divot of some sort in here and a little bit of tear up right there. I think it can, well, let me see if I can clean that out with this first. If I can't, let's see if I can clean that out first. It's still there a little bit, but I think we'll be able to sand out the rest of that. Okay. So let's gonna have to bear with me while I do a little bit of sanding because it's necessary before we turn this around. Let me turn this on and just bear with me. Please feel free to talk in the comments. Let me get the end grain. And looking more closely at the wood here, I see there was a branch. This is a piece of, there was a branch that came here, and then this is the crown of the pith in the middle of the wood. So what we have here is a little bit of wood that's going to be a little bit cranky right in here. We've got to be careful of it. We got a little bit of end grain, but it seems to be sanding out pretty well. So let me just get that. You kind of have to do that by hand. You can't just spin it off. Okay. And I'm going to go down to a better grit here. So just let me try and chase the grits a little bit on this. I'm going to go in reverse right now. I'm going to have to turn this back on. So this is in reverse. That's feeling really good. I'm gonna go to 240 here, and I think that's all I'm gonna need to do. On this one. Here. This. Okay. I think that's all we need to do for a scene. Okay. All right. So there we go. Now, next step is putting a little finish on it before we can turn it around. I just like to use a little tongue oil in this case. I think it'll suck it in really nice. This is tongue oil and orange oil mixed, and you see me use this on a lot of my bowls, but you're going to get a chance to see just what this bowl is going to look like when we are all completed with it by seeing what the outside is going to see here. Let's see. You can see all the colors that start to come out with this. It smells really good too with that orange oil mixed into the tongue oil. It helps. It adds a really nice aroma to the wood. It stays with the wood for quite a while. When people go to pick up your pieces, they smell that orange with the when they're shopping. Okay. So you see that first coat. We'll see how much of that gets sucked in. Sucking in quite a bit right here in the bark section, which is to be expected. Okay. What do you think of that color, though? You like that? See so in the comment section. I'd like to see some more comments here. We're not conversing enough. Let me know what you think of that. Okay. I'm going to reinforce this tenon just a little bit. A little tiny bit of CA glue around that edge. That just helps reinforce those fibers a little bit. Okay. Okay. So it's really sucking in certain places, and it's not going in much at all in other places, which is kind of interesting. So we'll just wipe this down as best we can and move on to the inside of this bowl. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it is juniper. Has a lot of characteristics of pine, but it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. So okay. Of course, that's just the first coat. You know, there'll be some more work that gets done to this later on, but just wanted to get that first coat on. Okay. And let's just see what it looks like in color, too. I think I'm going to have to vacuum off just a little bit of this, just so I got room to work. It's very dusty woodcut that I did there. Wood cream. Even with all the curls, we also had all this. It doesn't hurt to get a little bit of it out of the way. Ooh. All right. Yeah, at least we got somewhat clean space to work in for the moment. We got got a pile on the floor here, though. I'll say that. Okay, now I'll unscrew this. Hello, wife. What you got in your hand there? Okay. Show us what you got there.
Thing I made for a lady in Utah. It's a club there.
She does a lot of scroll work and so forth, and she was commissioned to do a few of those for somebody, so she's busy doing that. And no, we're not in Utah. We're actually in California, just so you know. Okay, let's see how this turns. Pretty true. See if I can get that a little better. Yeah, it's pretty true. Yeah, can live with that. Okay, we'll get started on the inside here as soon as I get my rest in place there. All right. Well, guys, if you can, please hit the like button. There's 100 or so of you in there, so I'd like to see some likes. Please subscribe if you can too. That'd be really appreciated. But most important, I'd like to see some more comments. Be able to talk with y'all. So let me know where you're all watching from. We got quite a crowd in here. Let's say hi to each other. And I'm gonna have to go just a little more. try to even all that up for a minute before I go up. I'm going to switch blades here. You know, it's almost like end grain here, and I'm just getting dust. I'm not even getting curls here. So I'm going to turn this on for a minute. Excuse the sound. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, now we're starting to make a little progress. I got to come up and clean up this edge a little bit. Look how smooth that is. Very, very, very. It's almost like sandy. It's almost like a sanded finish there. Please, write some comments in the comment section. It's really quiet in there. Please hit the like button or subscribe if you would, please. I'd really like to get 120 more subscribers. If you weren't here at the beginning when we were doing the bamboo pen, we're still going to go back and assemble that in a little bit. So stick around for that too. This appears to be a very dry piece of wood. There. Some of this out of the way. Yeah, just to check that. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, 9, 10%, 10.1, 10%, 9. Yeah, so it's pretty much ambient. Yeah, 8.2. Yeah, it's roughly pretty much ambient moisture in the air content. You're never gonna get totally dry. So let's see. Hey, Jim, how you doing today? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, 17 watching, 31 likes. Yeah. If you need to pull out a booger. Yeah, start tapping. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I was wondering when I was going to get someone in here that could get the conversations going a little bit. If you haven't watched them before, you should check out Soldier Farms. Trying to finish the shop, yeah. Are you going to do a live tomorrow, Jim? Or tonight? You know, it's been a little bit quiet on your side, except for some shorts. Jim is fun to watch because he's always getting, he gets in, you never know quite what he's going to turn or what he's working on. Or go to his channel and check out his dulcimer project where he built a dulcimer. Yeah, there it is right there. So check out his dulcimer project. And Jim, anytime you want to take on that Telecaster challenge, let me know. Everything's under drop clause right now, huh? Does that include your helper? Little soldier there, he's getting pretty good at reading the comments. Now, what we're having to do here is I'm having to go in now because the bowl on the outside goes up and then down again. So I've got to turn my insides here to match the outside. This is not your traditional hollow out bowl. So it's a little bit more tricky because you have to actually make sure that it looks good as you're cutting it on the inside. Most hollow out bowls have a small opening in there, so you don't really see the inside. So if it's not a perfect cut on the inside, nobody really sees it. But in this case, it's going to be very visible because we have a wide opening. And I think I'm going to have to sharpen up here in a second. I'm getting a little dull. And you'll see the difference. Yeah, it feels like it's rubbing a little bit now. So I'm not getting those nice clean shavings. So let's sharpen this for a second and see what the difference is, okay? So give me just a second here. It doesn't take long with this method. About 45 seconds, I'll be back at the table there. This is kind of my interior gouge. The other one's kind of my exterior gouge more. The wings on the side are a little bit longer. It has a little bit more of a little different shape to it. And then I need to do a secondary grind here just to okay. So you can see my initial grind, and then I have a secondary grind here, which makes it a little bit easier to go down into the bowl, come out the other side. Oh, and Jim, while I'm stopped here for a second, Jim, I know you were away, so come back to the screen for just a second. For those of you that didn't see, this is the bamboo pin that I turned earlier, pieces. I'm letting this finish dry on it a little bit, and then we'll put it together after we're done with the bowl. But this was bamboo stacked, several pieces stacked this way, and then a piece on either side on the outside holding it together. So I kind of like that one. I don't know what you think, but it makes for a unique pin. And it's not too easy to put together, but once you get it going, if you get it done right, it's pretty cool. And I think I need to do a little bit more on this outside here too. It's a little bit crummy looking there. Yeah, that looks a little cleaner. See, we're missing a little bark there, but that's okay. We got some bark here that's sort of on. And my wife at the window outside. We've been having our front yard redone. And this is the first day in 3 weeks we haven't had somebody working on our on our front of our house. They tore out the trees and the lawn and the entire irrigation system and everything. Poured new slabs, new entryway to the house. Guys are very good. They're very professional. Did a really nice job. And charged an arm and a leg. So, hey Alex, how you doing? So, any of you guys got any plans for July 4th? Or? In fact, let me put it this way. How many of you plan on barbecuing tomorrow? Or going to a barbecue tomorrow? I know not everybody's here in the U.S., but just out of... How many of you are planning to go to a barbecue tomorrow? Alex, were you able to get a seat on that cruise with your neighbor? Did you pony up for that? Another farmer's market. Okay. Okay, so let's just see where we're at. We're just about to here. So I got to keep going down in. Okay. I'm gonna have to, you know what? I'm gonna have to get a little bit of glue on that because that's wanting to come off, and I think I want to save that. So give me just a second to put a little bit of glue on there. It's thin glue, so it takes a few seconds more to stick. Ew, it's also interacting with the wood. Whew. Stay away from that for a second. Okay. Alrighty. I wonder if we can use this for a little bit. Let's see where we're going with that. Okay, we're right up to that edge of that pith where it starts to go down the other direction. So let me just get that out. Whoa. Didn't want to be overly aggressive. Yeah, guys, would really like to get a few more likes, but like to get more comments too. So we've had 120 people in here or more at one time, and now we have like 33. It kind of goes up and down, but please hit that like button and please subscribe more than anything else. I'm only 120 away from 5,000 subscribers. And would really like to get there. Now next week I'm not going to be here on Friday, so I'm going to be doing I'd probably be doing a live on Thursday. To be determined because I'll be with some family on the other days. Unable to turn. So, hi, Kicker. You have to get some light down in there. There we go. Let's see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to change this to going inside now, I think. Right about there. To give me a little bit more control. I gotta see what's going on here because that one's not going quite the way I want it to. There we go. Yeah. I wanted to establish that and get that cleaned out. Okay. Yeah, I got it pretty good lined down to there. Now I got to get it going back in this way. not as easy as it looks. There we go. I gotta do this kind of from the middle out. Yeah, I still got to climb that out a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to try and get in there with this carbide just for a second, just see if I can get a little bit of sweep in there. Let's see. A little rough right there. We're down to about here, so we only got a little bit ways to go on the bottom, so that's why I'm trying to make sure I get the sides. Now I want to see how it feels. That's feeling better. And we got the thickness about right. And right here, I can go down about another quarter inch or so. Let's see how that feels. Oh yeah. And you're right down there. Just want to clean up that bottom, and I think we're pretty much done here. Okay, let's get in there with the scraper. Okay, let's see how that is. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. I think we'll leave that there. Okay. Oops. Out of place. Get the right place there. There. Go back in place. Whew. Lots of dust. Okay. We'll clean out the inside of this and we'll finish it up. Oh, my wife is grinding too. Well, let me do one more grit on here and I think I'll finish. That is all on that. Let me kind of vacuum that out a little bit. A lot of fine dust in this. You don't want to be breathing that. You also don't want it messing up, muddling up your finish. Okay, here we are. Get that cleaned out. Okay, let's put some pins on this and see what it works out. This is just our tung oil and orange oil mix. You can find the ingredients for it in the descriptions for this video. I'm not sure if anybody ever actually has. I'll probably have to go back and glue this some more because this one's on pretty good, but this one wants to come off. We're gonna have to do a little gluing of that. That's okay. Here we are. Really nice finish on the whole thing. I'm gonna let that soak in for a couple minutes. And we'll wipe it out and see what it looks like. But I think you can kind of see the colors that we have here. Yeah, that's roughly the amounts. Yes, Jim. Yes. You know, like I think this was mystery wood, but I do think it is juniper. That's what I'm going to call it anyway. So who's going to say it isn't? You know, at this point. So I'm going to call it juniper. And yeah, I think it acquitted itself quite well. Wasn't a real hard turn. It was what made it hard was the way I made the design for it. Actually, made it a little bit harder. But I like the scoop of the bowl inside. And I don't really want to spin it fast like this. I'd rather spin it slowly. But just spinning it a little bit will help that in the wood just a little bit. We'll let it spin for just a minute. And we'll take it off. And meanwhile, I'll go get everything ready for the for putting the pin together. And we can take a look at that pin. Because it came out really nice, I think.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that bamboo.
That's the bamboo, yes. Uh-huh. So it's got my wife's approval. By the way, Jim says, hi, Mrs. 2 Minutes. We had our 47th anniversary on Tuesday. Yeah, anybody, can you imagine anyone putting up with me for 47 years?
48 if you count dating.
Yeah, I guess if you count the dating, yeah, it's more, yeah, longer than that. There's okay, let's see if we can stop that now. Yeah, we got a little bit of wiping off to do here. It's got some dripping going on. So let's. Okay, let me remove this. And you can see we got a nice finish on the bottom there. We'll finish that off in a couple minutes when it's dried on the top. But yeah, I think it's a really nice bowl. Okay. Oops. Let me pull back out from that a little bit. Okay, well, that's our bowl. That was our mystery bowl today. And put that over here. Now let's see if we can do something with this. Now that it's had a chance to dry a little. Okay, guys. Sorry, we're still here. Okay, sorry, we lost you for a second there. Not sure what happened. Something interrupted it, but we're back on. Hope I didn't lose everybody. Okay, good. All right, so we got the pieces here. All right, let me kind of get the angle better so we can see what we're doing. Okay. I'll take this off. Now, scooch the whole assembly this way just a little bit too, so you can kind of see better what we're doing. Okay, so this is a strong ink, as you've seen lots of these before, I'm sure, but this is the plain chrome slimline pen. I'm just going to put the ink over there for the moment. Trying to do this very carefully in a small space without dropping everything on the floor. So first thing we have to do is we have to figure out, first of all, how do you want this aligned? Well, generally you would align it like this, I think. Something along those lines. Okay. And you know what I see missing is the ring in the middle. I'm missing the ring in the middle. Let me see where that might have gone. And if we are missing it, I have backup. I can always use some backup. Okay, well, I'll just steal one of my chrome ones if I can here. Just bear with me a second. I keep extra parts for just such purposes. Chips, meeting rings. Well, I'll use gold for the moment. That works. That's weird that the kit didn't have that in there.
Maybe you bought it for another one.
Yeah, well, I don't have another chrome one handy, but that's okay. I can just, oh, you know what? Oh, there it is. I found it. Haha. It was in there. Okay. Problem averted. Problem averted. Okay. So we're going to first establish this by just pressing that in. There's a lot of different methods of using presses. This is just one of them that's very easy to do. Okay. And we're going to press. Huh. I don't know why we lost signal, but there we are. Guys, I'm sorry about that. Not sure what's causing that. Anyway, apologize, but here we are. I've got it all together now. And that's our bamboo pen. I love the colors on that. There's a nice shine. And I really like how it comes to a slender tip here and then comes back out, so it's got a little more heft for those people that don't need a real skinny pen. So sorry I lost some of you, but I hope you get a chance to see that. And we'll leave that right there for a moment. Okay, so we managed to get these two done today. And I'll show you something else that we've been working on for a while. If I can get it out of here. This is the one that we've been trying to dry for a while. We turned it. It has this beautiful rugged outside finish to it. And I've had it sitting in a trash container, actually full of shavings, to help it dry out. It is still very wet, even after all this time. So I'll show you. It's still at 21, 22%, somewhere in that neighborhood. 20, 20.7, 22. But it's still very wet. It's still a lot of moisture to get out of this wood. I don't want to turn it completely until you do, because it's got cracks. I'm really trying to control the cracks. You see what the cracks were like on the outside of this that we dealt with in the original turning. And I also don't want this to warp too much because this is the tenon I need to use to make sure it's going to hold together. So we've got a tenon we can squeeze together. So if it warps out this way a little bit, we can kind of squeeze it back to true a little. But you can see it's humping in the middle. It's a very unusual, uneven surface, and it's humping right here. So that's what this wood is doing, is it's bending out a little bit. It's bending out this way and coming up here on the end and these two edges. So as they come up, these split more. So I've got to be really careful about drying this. But we are going to keep working on this, and probably in the next couple of weeks we will be able to turn this again. And so I'm just kind of bringing you up on the progress on this one because it's going to be a beautiful bowl if we ever get a chance to finish it. It's just a really rugged bowl with a lot of character to it, and I think it's going to look really nice. So anyway, that's going back in the bucket with the shavings, and I'll cover it up with some more shavings, and we'll go from there. Anyway, it has been 2 hours, and I really appreciate you guys being in here, and for those of you that came back, and as you can see, these were the two pieces we finished today, this beautiful bowl and this beautiful pen. Both of them just came out gorgeous, I think. Really like this bowl. Like the colors of it. And this was just a piece of wood that came from like I said, a gentleman who was in our group who unfortunately passed away and never marked what his bowls were when he painted them to dry. So we're kind of like at a loss. Anyway, if you're still here and you haven't, please hit the like button or please subscribe. And like I said, I won't be here next Friday. We may be doing a live on Thursday, though. I will notify you. So if you're subscribed, you'll know when we're going to be on because it'll notify you a couple days ahead. And we'll be able to get together again. Okay, so please subscribe so you can be part of the group, and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you, and have a great 4th of July.